Doing great. First of all, thank you. I've been in CPE since 2022. I always get like the call recordings,
Hmm.
but I was able to hop in live today, thankfully. Here to share a win and maybe some future wins.
Amazing. Yeah.
So so the power of follow-up. So I got in touch with this lady 2022, and I she just like called me back like a couple months ago.
Mm.
And really quick, her background story: she inherited the house. She was named the executor of her sister's estate. Her sister passed, and it was a lot of stuff. I'm actually gonna do a YouTube video because this was not an easy one to close. Um, it was I had to do cash for keys. There was a ex-husband who was a tenant that didn't want to leave, and I work out of New Jersey, so we're a very tenant friendly state.
Hmm.
So I had to deal with that. It became a hoarder house, um, but in the end, I ended up representing both sides. So I ended up representing the buyer who came in cash because it needed a lot of work. Obviously, representing the seller, and now the buyer. I'm gonna list another property that she had just going because she's like a flipper, and then
Yep.
on top of that, the lady that I helped, the executor that I helped, or executrix technically, that I helped, she has another home that she inherited from her mother because she was handling two probates. So three listings and maybe some future business. So just want to share that with everybody.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And so you started this relationship back in 2022.
Yes. And didn't close till late 2024.
And so what was happening during that year and a half or 2 years? Was it just frequent communication? Was she waiting on things? Was she just stuck? What was going on?
It was a mixture of both. This one was everything. They threw the kitchen sink at me, as they like to say. Like I had to bring out everything from my Batman utility belt. Like I had to bring out my investor skills. I had to bring out my non-legal, but I'm gonna kind of push you in this direction or urge you in this direction.
Yeah.
So it was constant communication, reaching out, sending her things. I sent her the executor's handbook. I mailed it to her, sent,
Hmm.
just so she can have that. I was just calling her. I was calling her, just checking up on her. She's kind of in the quicksand. She dealt with an attorney that wasn't necessarily a probate administration attorney, and they
Yep.
kind of messed it up, so to speak. I don't want to speak down on attorneys because they definitely know more than me, but they it was a lot of things going on, and so I was reaching out to her, but I didn't want to like overwhelm her or just seem like too persistent,
Yep.
and then it kind of leave a bad taste in her mouth. So after like kind of laying off for a month or two, she actually gave me a call back, and it was like a come list me type of call. So she,
Did you by any chance arrange any sort of preliminary property visits with her in between the initial conversation and the listing?
um preliminary property visit for the property that she inherited, or the
Hmm.
property that she, no, I did
Nope.
not.
Okay. Okay. Got it. I was curious because sometimes it's hard to keep in touch with people. I try frequently to get face to face as early as possible.
Hmm.
Not all, and I say as early as possible. Um, there are times when pushing for a face to face just hurts your rapport and hurts your ability, but it's something that I make an effort to do as many times as I can is get in front of them, especially if I know that they're going to be drawing the process out. Another question that I would have is, in her mind, in those early conversations, did she have any kind of anticipated time frame for selling? Did she think it was going to take a year and a half or 2 years, or did she think it would be faster?
It was hard for me to gauge. This one was actually, it was a surprise just because she wouldn't give me much. I would just like every call, I would just collect a piece of data. Okay, you're
Mhm.
the sister. Okay, I got that from one call. Then the next call is like, oh well, there's some probate quicksand. There's some like type of apprehension. Okay, then there's a holdup with their attorney. Okay, and then I I definitely don't think she thought it was gonna take that long.
Hmm.
I tried to urge her in the right direction, but she is a self-starter. She was actually somebody. So as we all know in this call, the executor has to keep like account of the estate, like good notes. And she took like great notes. Like when I met her, she logged all of our calls and had my information written down and had all the attorneys' timeline like written down. She was very like on top of it. But again, she didn't. I don't think she thought it would
Yeah.
take this long. Yeah.
Well, I think that that's one of the points that I really want to take from this is there are people frequently that even if they do tell you, hey, this is my time frame, sometimes, and you did a great job of staying on top of and trying to nudge her along.
Hmm.
I'll say nudge her along. That follow up really serves two purposes. Number one is it nudges people along. Number two is it just keeps you semi relevant, even if you don't
Yeah.
know how relevant it's keeping you, even if they're not giving you a lot. I can
Yeah.
imagine some of those conversations were frustrating because it was like,
Yeah.
nope, still got it covered. Don't worry. Then you hang
Yeah.
up going, man, this doesn't feel like it's going anywhere.
Yeah.
Um, but it keeps you relevant, and that's the most important thing, especially with ladies like this and personal representatives like this, is they very frequently get stuck in the process. Um,
Yeah.
I did mention this a couple of weeks ago. Maybe it was on this call. I don't remember. I was mentioning it, but I've got three different leads that I spoke with back in, let's say, March, April of last year, and
Mm,
all three. This was a time when I was kind of just dabbling and pushing back into real estate production. So anybody that doesn't know, I kind of I kind of left intentional production back in 2020.
mm,
Intentional production. I've produced every year, but it's been kind of accidental. Okay, it's been
mm,
referrals, it's been past clients, it's been the occasional probate. I get a lot of agents here that'll bring me a probate or estate. So there have been some deals, but I just wasn't pursuing it. So
mm,
last March, April, I decided to step in and do a little bit of pursuit. And I had three conversations with three leads. And then I got busy changing Probate Mastery around, teaching live classes, doing a bunch of stuff. And I didn't eat my own dog food. In other words, I didn't follow my own follow up and marketing process.
mm,
Um, so we pushed harder back into production with a partner of mine 4 months ago, 5 months ago, and I just
mm,
didn't give him these three leads. I didn't think about it. So I checked on these three leads um, 2 weeks ago, maybe. None of them
mm,
have sold, and all of them thought at the time they all thought that they would sell within 2 to 3 months. None of them
mm.
had, and that's only three. It's three out of three. It's 100% small data set. But many times, these folks that are going to sell, they take a while.
Yeah.
What happens if they take a while? If I lost these leads, not permanently, but if I forgot about them, just imagine what the temptation for you is going to be, and also just imagine what your competition is going to do. They're going to lose the lead. I think that the single greatest reason that probate and estate business is such a monster opportunity is
Mm,
because they don't move fast. If they
yeah.
moved fast, how many competitors do you think we'd have that were relevant in the niche? A lot. Uh, Expireds and for sale by owners. Why do so many people go after them? Because they move fast. But you have 200 people that are going after the same lead. Here, it's not going to be the same. They take a while. And in your case, probably a year and a half,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
normal. And I love it. It's the reason that I like probate. It is the reason. Anybody that's looking for lightning fast cash turnaround, it is available.
Yeah.
Um, but it's more likely than not that you're going to be 6 months in before real estate moves. And that's the reason that there's such an amazing opportunity here. So I also want to praise you for the spin business, the spin-off business. I've always said that every listing that you get, if you play it right, on average, there's 7 additional pieces of business out of that relationship. Obviously, that's not the case with every single relationship that we have, but if we do it well, there's often a couple of buyers out of it, even if they don't buy the house. There's often a future referral, a referral from the client. There's
Hmm.
often an additional transaction from the client.
Hmm.
There's often another listing somehow tied. So any brand new relationship that you can develop from something like this, and Khalid just proved it. If you do a good job of stepping in and taking care of business and doing a great job, and they see your value, and you ask appropriate questions, there's so much spin-off business from this. So much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm living testament, definitely.
Yep. How long you been pursuing estate and probate business?
Probably like since 2022. I got my first batch of leads from ATL, and was getting it for like a while. I transitioned to another data source, but still work my 2022 leads now. So,
Mhm.
but I got certified 2022, definitely. So
Yep.
I've been kind of like, I haven't been as consistent as I have now. Like now I'm like every day calls. I just got off a call right before this call. So like now is very, very consistent. I have more of a system, but since
Mhm.
2022.
Amazing. Well, good job. I appreciate the input. That helps. Hopefully that helped motivate some folks. Even though I did mention about the cash turnaround, I hope it helped motivate some folks. This business can occasionally throw you some complicated deals, but it can also throw you some easy, fast ones sometimes too. So,
Yeah.
yeah.